This week on Addicted to the Outdoors.
This week on Addicted, Gina and I are up at old Jon and farm in Wisconsin.
Obviously the honey hole is our target.
One spot in particular has always proven to produce for me, the honey hole.
Just need the right one to step out.
First mature buck that came in was definitely in trouble.
And I'll tell you what, it's like it was scripted.
Looks like the big time. So first thing in the morning, one of our hit list bucks came in.
We finally got a shooter. Let's get it done.
Born and raised by a hunting family in the swamps of Florida and shooting a bow by 8 years old, Jon Brunson took to hunting early. Gina grew up fishing with her father, but it was weekend hunting trips with Jon that put big game blood under her fingernails for the first time. Even now, with raising 6 kids and running 3 companies, Jon and Gina are still a fistful of dirt couple that take life by the antlers. Sound familiar? If so, pull up a stump with the Brunsons, because they are addicted to the outdoors.
Man, what a buck.
This week on Addicted, Gina and I are making our way back to what is absolutely one of our favorite places to hunt, up at old Jon and farm in Wisconsin.
Nice! Congratulations, babe.
We've been coming here for over 10 years, and in that time, we've gotten pretty close to Johnny O and his wife, Jamie.
Man, we've been coming here for that long already? That is so wild. Johnny O and Jamie are basically family.
After the usual story of flights getting changed and moved around because of COVID, we finally touched down in Wisconsin and meet Johnny O at the airport. And man, the first thing I notice is it's hot. Did we somehow land back in Florida?
I cannot believe it's just freaking warm here. This is freaking ridiculous. 70s is Florida weather.
So I would say after a decade or more, we're good friends now, so it's become more of a laid back, not so intense. We're not pressured. We're just having fun. We can hang out, relax. And of course, we're all, trying to be successful.
Well, we got in super late, got unpacked, and made the decision to sleep in that next morning so we could shoot our bows after the flight to make sure nothing moved.
So aim for that little circle on the left, because even if you're just a hair left, you should be off target. Line your circles up, relax your hands. Bullseye. Should be dead on the money.
And now it's my turn to give the old Reinhardt a beating.
What would I?
Bows checked, done. Spray down with lethal, also done.
So obviously with COVID, our flights got screwed up and we ended up getting in super late last night, which we were supposed to get in yesterday afternoon. So we opted to kind of check our bows this morning. Obviously the honey hole is our target, but that's a spot we got to get into in the morning in the dark and sit all day.
Over the years coming here to hunt, one spot in particular has always proven to produce for me. And we've come to call it the honey hole.
We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory.
But to hunt the honey hole, you've got to get in way before the sun comes up. So our plan today is to hunt one of the grizzly blinds.
So we'll go jump in that blind and just sit the rest of the day.
And there is a pond there too.
And there's a pond there, and then that's the one she shot the buck out of with the crossbow like 2 years ago.
All the Browning cams have been great. I actually ran some this year that were still running on batteries from last year.
We got a lot of Browning picks of good deer on this field, and then they were in there all day.
Yeah.
That 110,
He's pretty nice, and he's old. So this summer we tried some new food plots.
Beans, corn, a pond, and big tine. So there's 4 plots that come together.
We connected with Big Tine and he sent me some product, mainly a chicory clover blend. The deer here seem to love chicory.
So that'll be our plan, so we'll jump in there tonight, babe. Okay. Let you shoot first, see if we can get one down. Tomorrow morning, we'll get up bright and early and get into the honey hole. Alrighty, we ready, babe?
Yep.
Well, let's go kill one tonight.
All right.
Get the heat off, baby.
On the way to the blind, Johnny O's instantly reminded of when he took a huge 170-inch buck, his first time ever hunting out of the grizzly blind.
Well, did you see how the windows work? Awesome. Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
A little metal.
Spent some time setting the grizzly up, and boy, I just sat in there when I set it up. I sat in there for 10 minutes just thinking, this is perfect. Fortunately, I hadn't filled a tag. Mid-December came and I jumped in there one day, first day I sat in there, and out came the buck I was after the whole year. So it all worked out great.
This is my 2019 archery whitetail. We just shot from the new grizzly blind last night.
He had double split brows and a fork on one of the tines, really massive. It scored about 170.
We got it done, 2019. Thank you to the Brunsons and Grizzly. It paid off.
A lot of mass. He just was very unique. I love deer that have something different about them. So he was a really cool deer.
I'm hoping some of Johnny O's luck in the grizzly rubs off and another bruiser shows up. That'd be nice.
We're seeing deer already, babe.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good sign. Been in the line about 15 minutes.
Yeah. We got 3 dozen in front of us. We just gotta see a buck.
Well, it's our first night now. We've seen deer, ever since we got in the blind. So we should be good. Hopefully one of the bucks comes in here that we had on the brownie cameras.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We had a heck of a time getting a deer on the ground last year and we went empty-handed. So we kind of decided the first mature, whether it be an 8-pointer, 10-pointer, we were looking at trying to take a 4-year-old or better. So the first mature buck that came in was definitely in trouble.
So I'm up to bat first, and we start off by seeing some deer movement, which is always promising. But as the day goes on, the wind starts to pick up.
And then the wind picked up and it was, unbearable. It was 25 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour gusts. So a rough hunt.
About a half hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We're seeing a lot of deer, just no bucks.
Yeah, we just need one.
But oddly enough, we close out the rest of the day without seeing much. Just some does and smaller bucks.
We didn't see any shooter bucks that day, but we did find ourselves back at the lodge that night, cooking up some ribeyes and getting ready to watch some football.
The Grillmeister.
Ribeyes.
Ribeyes and football. Chef Johnny O.
These trips aren't always just about hunting.
Who's playing tonight?
Packers.
Packers.
We're in Wisconsin.
No, who they're playing? The 49ers. So, but half the team's out for the 49ers. Yeah.
Ribeyes and football, don't mind if I do.
Ready to go?
All right, so honey hole. We're honey hole bound, baby.
Yeah.
Honey hole bound.
I think
by 10 or 11, we're smashing one.
Now it's time to hit the honey hole, and I've got all the confidence in the world in this spot. And I'll tell you what, it's like it was scripted. 15 minutes after sunrise, and we see a promising buck making his way in. So when I made this shot, the way I was kind of turned, my bottom limb hit my leg, and it just doesn't take much to throw that arrow off. And I think what happened is I went right underneath him and maybe nicked his leg. So, anytime that happens, whether I feel like it's a good shot or not, if that animal's still standing, the rule of thumb is put another one in him.
Be still. I hit my leg.
First morning, John made a great shot with a schwacker. Oh, correction, great second shot. First shot hit his leg, went a little off. The deer didn't have any idea what happened, and second shot was perfect, done deal.
Man, yeah, that first shot, my went with a bow, released it, banged off my knee. So I know it moved the arrow somewhere.
Well, I did, because he was...
Right, and he might have just died, after a couple minutes. But I mean, with him not teetering, he was teetering a little bit. But when he got over here, it's like the drill. If they're still up, put another one in them. All right, God, that's what I told you. I told you we're gonna get honey hole. That we're gonna kill one first thing. Yes, sirree. Hell yeah. We got us our first one down, babe. First whitetail of the season.
This is actually our first whitetail down of the season, and it was great to have Gina by my side.
All right. Let me text Johnny up. Big buck down, baby.
Deer went 30 yards, fell right on the exit trail, so it was awesome for all of us.
Another 40-yard swagger tracking job. This was perfect. Yeah, right on I thought it was just gonna be right on the road. We won't disturb anything.
We just pretty much drove right up to the deer and got out of there real quiet and nice at 8 in the morning.
First buck down of the season, and I couldn't be more proud of John.
Got some nice brows.
Guys, why?
Got some junk here, nice daggers. It's a good one to kill.
All right, so the heat is off. We got one down. We load the buck up, head back to camp to get this guy gutted, and I've got just the tool.
For those of you out there who always seem to bust the guts, or if you're new to skinning animals, that right there, the easy gut that will keep you from busting open those nasty guts. Slide her right into the grooves, goes right into the stop. Look at that. Man, it makes it nice and simple. Ooh, a lot of fat.
I usually let John do all the skinning, but I gotta say, it looks pretty easy with that easy gut. Hopefully we're skinning my buck soon.
John went out the first morning, was able to take one of our hit list bucks, so we got that out of the way right away. So it was kind of nice that he could spend time with Gina trying to get her a buck.
So yeah, now the focus is all on Gina and trying to get her on a buck. And if there's any place it's gonna happen, it's here at Johnny O's.
I have a brand new food plot with big thyme and corn and beans. It was kind of the epicenter of the property right there, so I knew that spot was really good.
But with this hot weather, it ended up being a pretty quiet sit. The shooters just weren't moving in this heat. So the plan is to head back to the honey hole the next morning. Johnny O's been seeing a lot of deer on the Browning, so we know what we need to do.
All right, so we're hitting the honey hole.
So this is the camera I had on it.
Which one's he?
The 9.
Big number?
Yeah.
Look
We just look how tall he is.
Yeah, he's big, babe.
But that was before the switch,
daylight.
so 5:15.
Yeah, we'll be in there all day. It won't matter. I mean, I think it should happen in the morning, like it did for me. You ready, babe? You ready to hit the honey hole?
I'm ready.
Get you a monster bug. It's gonna happen. Just put the big pink schwacker through one. Let's head to Brunson's honey hole.
Well, it's back to the old honey hole. And we're planning on sitting all day to try and get Gina one down.
So we bounce back and forth between the food plot at night, the honey hole in the morning, or all day. But as it kept turning out, the winds were so brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty windy today, but we're seeing some bucks. Just need the right one to step out.
Another windy, hot day, and another day of not seeing any hitless bucks. I'm starting to get a little nervous because we're getting down to the wire. But I have faith in Johnny O and the honey hole. We're down to our last day at Johnny O's, and we're crossing our fingers that this bad weather on the forecast doesn't roll in and cut our day short.
All right, babe. So what I'm thinking, Johnny O agrees. The wind isn't near as bad as it was. So even the day before yesterday when we sat there and it was really windy, we still saw deer. Like most confidence I got in any spot in this farm, I would choose the honey hole. Look, right now, you know, it's about getting a deer down. The first candidate that rolls in is getting crushed.
We're down to our last day, and I'll tell you what, the first shooter I see is getting this smack down, no matter what.
We gear up and spray down with some lethal when I notice that Johnny O is wearing shorts. That's how hot it is.
That's Johnny O's beach wear.
5 in the morning, November 10th.
Yeah, November 10th, 5 a.m., heading to the stand in shorts in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I think the week before Jon and Gina got here was perfect conditions. 30s, 40s, low winds. Activity was incredible.
That's just our luck, bringing the Florida heat with us. But I still have faith in this spot. And especially during that magical hour right after the sun rises. That's typically when the honey hole sees the most action on these hot days. And it's not long before we see a hitless buck start making his way in. This might be it.
So first thing in the morning, one of our hitless bucks came in.
Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. We finally got a shooter. Let's get it done. But little did I know at the time.
So they're shooting a Garmin sight. Came out a few years ago and it builds in a sight pin. It's actually pretty awesome. And I think she forgot to turn on her sight. So at full draw, perfect shot, the deer was dead. She had to let down, power up, and by the time she got drawn back, the deer had had no idea they were there, but it just was done. It came for a drink in the pond, walked off, never gave her a good shot, didn't want to take a sketchy shot. So it would have been 7 in the morning. We'd had all day to relax and celebrate.
It's easy to underestimate how much hunting these deer can get the adrenaline going. And Gina must have just tunnel vision on this buck.
I know. Rookie mistake, but it happens to the best of us.
Sometimes everything goes your way, and sometimes nothing does. And unfortunately, after that encounter, Gina never got another opportunity on a buck. And we eventually had to call it due to weather. We close out the trip at Johnny O's, and all in all, we're feeling pretty good. We get the fire going with the hot sticks.
Gotta close out the trip with a little hot sticks action. Toss a little kindling in there, bro.
We got a buck in the cooler. Not a bad way to end the trip.
All in all, even though I didn't tag out, the trip to Johnny O's was a blast. I got to spend a ton of time with Jon in the stand. We had some fantastic food, and we got to kick back and relax a little. That's a great trip in my book, any day.